Question 16. Users report that they are unable to print to a network printer. The printer is powered on and has the correct static IP address configured. What should the technician check next? A. USB connection. B. Printer drivers. C. Wireless settings. D. Router configuration. Correct answer B. Printer drivers.
If users are unable to print to a network printer, but the printer is powered on and has the correct static IP address, that means the printer is likely connected to the network properly. So the problem is not with the connection, but with how the computers are communicating with the printer. One common reason is a problem with the printer driver, the software that tells the computer how to use the printer. If the wrong driver is installed, or the driver is outdated or corrupted, users won't be able to print even if the printer is online. So, the technician should check the printer drivers next. Why the other options are incorrect?
A. USB connection.
A USB connection would only apply to a locally connected printer, directly plugged into a computer, not a network-shared one.
C. Wireless settings.
The printer is already connected to the network via a static IP, which implies it is not using wireless, or at least, it's correctly configured. This setting has already been verified as correct.
D. Router configuration.
Since the printer already has the correct IP, the router is not the next step to check unless there is clear evidence of broader network issues. Router issues typically affect all devices, not just printing from users. Question 17. How many pins does a DDR2 SO-DIMM module have? A. 168. B. 184. C. 200. D. 240. Correct answer, C. 200. A DDR2 SO-DIMM, small outline, dual inline memory module, is a smaller version of standard desktop RAM used in laptops and small form factor systems. DDR2 SO-DIMM has 200 pins. This helps facilitate efficient communication and data transfer between the memory and the computer's motherboard, enabling the system to perform tasks quickly and effectively. It is different from full-size DDR2 DIMMs, which have 240 pins. Why the other options are incorrect? A. 168. This is used for SDRAM SO-DIMMs, not DDR2. It's an older standard. B. 184. This is the pin count for DDR1 DIMMs, the full-size desktop version, not SO-DIMM and not DDR2. D. 240. This is for DDR2 and DDR3 DIMMs desktop, not SO-DIMM and not used in laptops. Question 18. What feature allows motherboards to automatically configure BIOS settings for a CPU? A. BIOS. B. CPU ID. C. CPU now. D. Processor ID. Correct answer, B. CPU ID. CPU ID is a processor instruction that allows software and firmware, such as the BIOS or UEFI, to query the CPU for information about its capabilities. This includes model and manufacturer, supported features, e.g., virtualization, instruction sets, clock speeds, cache sizes. When a motherboard uses CPU ID, it can automatically detect and configure BIOS settings such as CPU type, core count, and other parameters, making system setup faster and more accurate. Why the other options are incorrect? A. BIOS. BIOS is the firmware that uses CPU ID. It's not the mechanism itself. It facilitates configuration but doesn't perform detection on its own. See CPU now. Not a real technology, this is a made-up term. D. Processor ID. This usually refers to a unique serial number or identifier, not the instruction set that allows auto-configuration. Question 19. How many pins does a DDR3 desktop RAM module have? A. 108 pins. B. 186 pins. C. 205 pins. D. 240 pins. Correct answer. D. 240 pins. DDR3 stands for Double Data Rate Type 3 Memory. It's a type of system RAM, random access memory, commonly used in desktop computers during the late 2000s and early 2010s. A DDR3 desktop RAM module, called a DIMM or Dual Inline Memory Module, has 240 pins. These pins connect the RAM module to the motherboard, allow the RAM to send and receive data to and from the CPU and other components. Although DDR2 and DDR3 DIMMs both have 240 pins, they are not compatible with each other. This is because the key notch, a small gap in the connector, is in a different position. They operate at different voltages. DDR2, 1.8 volts, DDR3, 1.5 volts. This means you cannot insert DDR3 RAM into a DDR2 slot, even though they look similar. Why the other options are incorrect? A. 108 pins. This is not a valid pin count for any DDR RAM type. It's far too low for desktop memory. B. 186 pins. It is not used in any standard RAM modules. C. 205 pins. Not a real pin configuration for DDR RAM. DDR3 ODMs, used in laptops, have 204 pins. Very close, but this answer is still incorrect and refers to laptop RAM, not desktop. Question 20. After successfully fixing a printer issue and verifying its full functionality, what is the next step according to best practice methodology? A. Conduct further internal or external research. B. Document findings, actions, and resolutions. C. Formulate a theory of probable cause. D. Analyze system and application logs. Correct answer. B. Document findings, actions, and resolutions. According to the CompTIA A+ troubleshooting methodology, once a problem has been resolved and full system functionality is confirmed, the next best practice step is to document what you did, including the problem symptoms, the steps you took to identify and fix the issue, the final resolution, any important notes for future reference. Thanks for watching! If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more easy and fun lessons. See you next time!